morning to you all. Today is Wednesday. It is a beautiful morning. If today is your first time here, I'll remind you again to go on my YouTube channel. Also, follow the Facebook channel page so you can get wealth of information. Just a few details that I find from a lot of people who has come, those who are in Ontario, and for those who has gone through other provinces and the services that they are receiving. And I just thought, let me just share my own perspectives on it and also bring that information to you. So at least if you are planning to come, especially if you know you have an asylum case, or you want to come and settle in a place of peace and just start a new life, as well as if you're coming to claim refugee, I just want you to know where to go to for a faster process. In fact, Ontario, as we all know, of course, the government is talking about speeding up the process, creating different departments, also taking off some of these agent, like the immigration officers, some of the responsibilities that was assigned to them. Take those things off, assign it to other people, so the process will be faster in Ontario. But it is still a lot of delays. These provinces are not choked as Ontarios. I would say some part of Canada. Like Canada has many provinces, 10 different provinces. So Canada is kind of like you go to Togo, Nigeria, Gabon, from all the way, like just put Africa and other parts of the world together. You are looking at Canada. Yes. Canada is that big. So Ontario, as we all know, is very, very choked when it comes to processing time. But a lot of people are stopping over here to start their processes. I will just say, just expect a delay, and especially if you don't have money to sustain yourself, and it's not as if you are going to find work to do or find someone to sort of pay you in order for you to help them for some errands and all those things. So if you really want things to go faster for you, these are the provinces you can go to. When you finish everything, you are not under any restrictions. In fact, if you're a visitor or a tourist, or you come as a student, you can move around Canada, all of the provinces, without any restrictions. You can travel to Vancouver, Alberta, Calgary, all those places, Newfoundland, New Brunswick. You can go tour. You can tour the whole Canada if you want to. No restrictions is put on you. So the country is big, but if you're coming here to start life, you don't want any delay. Already you've gone through enough where you're coming from. Going through a process of relocating is in fact a draining process and experience that I don't think Canadians are even aware or know how strenuous that is. They don't know. So you've gone through all that, and then finally in Canada, and you have to wait. You have to sort of, find your way around being moved from here to that place. If you have children with you, for example, if you want to come and claim a refugee and you don't have money, and then you stop over in Ontario, just keep in mind that you are going to be out of funds for at least 3 to 5 months if your papers are not processed in time for you to receive maybe social assistance. If you don't go through organizations that can help you faster to receive social assistance, which is the system, the money you're supposed to be receiving while you are waiting to find a work. So how to cut through the line is stopping over in one of those small cities or provinces. The most effective province closer to Ontario, or I would say, is Quebec. Quebec has French language. Africans by now, I'm sure, especially if you're a French person watching me, and if you speak French, don't come to Ontario. If you speak French, you're coming as a refugee. Do not step a foot in Ontario. It's not worth it. First of all, if you are deep in French, si tu parles français très bien, si ton accent c'est dur, si ton accent est très comme un africain, tu parles pas tellement beau anglais, il faut aller des pays qui parlent français, okay? Some of them are Quebec, any of the Quebec or even Ottawa, and then claim your refugee status. Those places, actually, if you go to Calgary, if you go to New Brunswick, Newfoundland, if you go to any of the small, first of all, you're claiming a refugee. You're not coming for a job. Today, let's talk about refugee. You're not coming for a job for you to say, oh, the language barrier. Oh, it is a small town. Oh, my profession, it would take me a very long time to find something within what I'm qualified for. Why? Because of the competition. Of course, they are natives on this country, and there are certain jobs that are reserved for the natives. When you apply it, you're not going to get it. So I understand that one. If you're coming with a job, but if you're not coming for a job, you're coming to start new life. Some of you need to start planning properly, because a lot of you people come with visitors visa. You want to claim refugee, but then you're sitting on it, hoping for magic. I don't know. You are going to do it one way or the other. You're prolonging your whole thing. I don't know what funds people have, but it is better to do it from the beginning without any fear. A lot of people, there's a lot of fear. They've been lied to about. I'm stressing on refugee because I find and I see a lot of people, some are very close home, that when you meet very, very good people, but yet they've been scared. They've been told very, because our community is lacking a lot of information, and also people don't even want to help you. People are afraid. We walk on eggshells. People are afraid. There's a gentleman who's bothering because, oh, somewhere he went and stayed, the address need to be changed, like a whole bunch of different things that Africans are so much afraid. So it limits the way we assist people because of fear. Out of fear, people put fear within them, so it limits how they help people. Even when they are helping people, they do it out of fear. Some people took an address. A lot of gentlemen came with people in mind, an address, but then before they got into the country, the person who gave them the address all of a sudden chickened out for whatever reason. I don't know. I know a lot of people are living in the subsidized houses. I know a lot of Ghanaians lives in Ontario houses, but that does not stop you from helping someone. It doesn't stop people from helping, but Ghanaians are afraid. A lot of Africans are afraid. That's fine. That is fine. But at least you can ask. At least you can take that leap of faith and, just ask questions, inquire. How can I help this person? I have a gentleman coming in. He's in my community. Canada looks for people who helps others because the government is in partnership with the citizens. Government don't do everything. The government actually partners with organizations, institutions, department, associations. All the Ghanaian associations in Canada are helping the Canadian government. In fact, we are helping a lot. Okay, there's a lot of pocket in houses, organizations that are partnering. Our youth, our children has their own organizations helping groups of individuals within a community. So there are a lot of, someone like me, I am attached to an organization that helps many people within the Ghanaian community. People come with many different stories. Okay, so we are partners to the Canadian government. So that is why for the people who don't engage themselves in those organizations and don't partake in such associations or even ask questions, they don't know how to help. Okay, people are afraid, and most of the time it is because of past experiences with how, and I get it, trust me, people are ungrateful. In fact, many of our people are very, very ungrateful. They are very, if I were to depend on how much people has paid me back for my goodness, I wouldn't be doing this. If I had to just dwell on be emotional and be sort of like selfish in my ways of reasoning and thinking, oh, this person, I stayed overnight to help somebody. I stayed overnight. In fact, I lost sleep. Put like helping, asking questions. They tell you they don't know how to structure, so you help them a little bit on how to structure their sentences and other things, and even help them with to package themselves. They go, and today, no thank you, nothing, zero. They are walking around this country hoping they are going to go through and pass through something to number. But this world is so funny, eh? I have a story to tell you. There was this lady, there was this lady who came to stay with me. Okay, a lady came to stay with me. I'll tell you the story because it is very, very inspiring. It is very inspiring. God, there are two incidences, in fact, three, that happened in my life that made me really carefully analyze how I deal with people. Very careful. I am very, very careful. There was this woman who came and stayed with me because where she was staying, there was a problem. So I, at that time, my son was in school and I had room available. I said, okay, why not? Come. I'm by you're by yourself. So I said, come. She came, also, connected so she can get a job where I work. Something happened and the long story short, move out. But you see, we sow a seed. The seed that I sowed was connecting this person to my work. And my workplace is one of such that no matter how long, if you put in your application, you continue, it may take years, but you may be lucky. So they finally called this woman after a couple years. We've departed because of what happened. And guess what? Her faith actually fell into my hands to help out with references, because where I work, it's a government work. You need to know someone within the same organization. And do I pay back? It didn't even cross my mind. That's where I find that there are people who are born like that. There are people who are born like that. Some people are born to serve. Some people are, so I'm one of those. Some people are born it didn't even cross my mind that, oh, didn't you remember what she's coming to? No. Right away, I said, where are you? Well, when you left my school, where did you go? He said, the person at the school where she's currently at that time didn't want to help. So I luckily, the fate, the manager or the person, the head of that school I worked with a long time ago, we have a very good relationship. I had to call the person myself and say, hey, listen, my sister is at your school and this is what she needs. The board finally called and requested references, and she has an interview. It's very urgent. She asked me, so which class? She said, I told her, I said, why come this person did not introduce? So I had to do the whole thing over again. You see, someone will say, oh, sir, I don't know anybody. So that was the one. She needs three. I said, okay, come to my workplace. I also have to tell my boss and my second boss, can you please do this for me? She's a very, very good family member and Bim, this is how this woman got, and now working full time with the boy as a teacher. So the whole thing also plays around. And if you would think about the way people actually behave after you have them, you will not help anybody, especially Ghanaians. But the fact of the matter is, there's also another gentleman who did something so bad to me that, you know what, who he needed as a reference. Do you know who he needed? You see, God actually places people in your hands to test you. So I did not budge. I did not even, some people are saying, hey, I said, also be careful. They will put fear. People were putting fear for the second one. People were putting fear. If you be careful, he doesn't hurt you again. You be careful. No, that's not how you help people. Not expecting anything back. Okay, so a lot of people within our community, because of bad experiences, they vouch not to help anybody, and they can live with it. Some people cannot live with the fact that other people's fate falls into their hands and they say no to it. Some people cannot. I know a couple people who cannot live with it, but some can. So this dynamics has really hurt our community in terms of the newcomers who are coming in Ontario. So please, guys, if you are coming, just make sure that you are coming as a refugee. You are in the hands of the government. You don't know which African, which Ghanaian you're going to meet. They may be one of the people who has been hurt, or they may be one of the people who don't care and do not rethink about what they do. They have just been placed to help. You don't know which one, but the sure thing about you is how to rely on yourself and go into the hands of the government. Rely on the government if you're claiming for refugee. Trust me, that is your best bet. And then if you meet someone like myself, or somebody who is just, someone who just born to help, it becomes a bonus. Your life becomes so. That means your steps has been ordained. These are the people who get help. They don't suffer. These are the people, first of all, they've relied upon themselves. They are ready. They are prepared. They have the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. They prepare, okay, properly. So the performance, it prevents it makes everything smooth. So when you find someone who is helping businesses, then you see that I see some people, they don't suffer, although they have a big problem, but someone has taken the problem upon themselves. So if you rely on the government, go to a province, don't think about work right now if you're coming as a refugee. Do not think about work. Rely, like I said, or you are going to continue the suffering for a while before anything start to surface. Ontario, the backlog in terms of processing time, it's longer. Montreal, people who stopped over in Montreal and got in contact with me actually waited less than 1 month and they are working. Less than 1 month. Also, they didn't go through the hurdles and the suffering and the stresses people who came to Ontario are suffering. Something like accommodation. The one in Quebec, which is a French country, which the French people are welcoming and also willing to teach you the French. In fact, they have in Canada, not even in Ontario, not everybody speaks English. Every government organization has an interpreter. They are paying people like me. They are paying people like my sister, brother, other people, all languages in a school. When you come, you need an interpreter. We have an interpreter. It's only a child that comes to Canada and they assign them ESL teachers. A grown-up, there's a free English as a second language classes people are taking. The government is teaching people for free. If you have to go to an office where government support is coming from, there is right now they've made it so easy that the interpreter don't need to come in. The interpreter is on a phone. So every department has a hotline. In my work, we have a hotline for interpreters. Every language. I can't see any country without the language there, including sign language. So there's no such thing as I don't understand French. When you get to Quebec, there is an interpreter for you. When you get to a place that don't have English as a first language and the workers are speaking English or French, you are not going to lose out on anything, because they are going to, it is the mandate of Canada to provide you with what you need in order for you to be successful. In fact, that's why the student route has changed, how the processes and also the proof of funds, the amount. It is to protect you, to make you successful. So if you go to a province like New Brunswick, where also French, Newfoundland also has, you are not going, even if you don't speak English, do not worry. This country has so much services, and in fact, there's so many people who don't speak English. Like I said, a lot of people don't speak English in the country of Canada. There are a group, there's an Italian community don't speak, only their children speaks English. The Italian community don't speak English. The first generation that came here don't speak. They chose not to speak, or they came in, opened their own bakery shop, own restaurant, pizza. They introduced pizza, they introduced pasta, Pizza Mario, all these things, all those restaurants that made big money back in the days. Now we see Indians thriving, Korean thriving, everybody restaurant is good. But back in the day, it was Italians, and they sold their food very well. So they made a lot of money. They bought these houses and bought so many lands. So they made money. They don't need English. They came to live. They came as a citizen. So if you come from Africa, or you come from any other country in the world, Russian, Koreans, Azerbaijan, all these Assyrians that came in, no English. They are all in taking English classes. It is only the Africans that come in and feels that we must continue with our slavery activities. You don't need to continue with your slavery activities. In fact, you can rely on the government of Canada, and because the whole plan is that you are going to also help with the economy of Canada. You're going to eventually acquire the proper documentation to work, and you're going to help out Canada to also grow the economy. You're going to be a good citizen. You're going to be a good neighbor. You're going to be an add-on and also a successful Canadian. And you're going to also be part of the Canadian pride. So it is not as if you're coming to milk the system. No, don't think like that. Do not think like that. You can do that because you are new. You are a visitor. The way we were raised back home, visitors actually rest for the house. You see, the biblical concept plays a role in this country a lot. We were raised with a biblical concept. When we receive a visitor, we get off our bed and give it to the visitor. Canada has the same thing. When we receive a visitor, we go to the kitchen, we start cooking for the visitor. Canada has that. When we receive a visitor, the visitor, it is only in a different Akan language that has we give the best meat. My tribe, which is the Ga Adangbe, where I grew up, we give the best because you never know who is visiting you. We grew up thinking that story of Jacob and the wife, which one received the prophet came and visit, which one? You are the would you tell which one that received the visitor, and after the nice treatment, they blessed the home. So that is how we grew up back in my family. So Canada has the same thing. If you're a visitor, they take care of you. If you're a visitor, they make sure you have the proper document, proper things, how you can also survive in the country. So don't think you are coming to find your own corner and just go cash it there. No. So this is it. Go to the small provinces. There are a lot of jobs waiting for you over there. If you think French will be a problem for you, of course, like I said, don't worry about the language, okay? And rely, and also, if you're coming as a refugee, I'm going to again repeat it. Don't play that ahomaswo in Canada. It doesn't work. This country, do not do that. Just be meek, humble yourself to the system, and you should be fine. There's no such thing. There's no difference between someone who's on welfare and someone who's working in this country. There's no such difference. It is only within the immigrants that I see competition. Or when we get to the bank, you and I are not standing in a bank. We are at the coffee shop. We are all in a grocery shop. There's no such thing as this line belong to the big, like Africa, where we segregate. There's a different line for the diplomats and there's a different line for the average person. When you go to the bank, there's a different line for the businessman. The only line that you see in this country differently is the old people, the seniors, and also people with business accounts, because they are coming with a different sequence of money. But there's no such thing as when you go to the bank, there's a big man who will come and signal the manager for the manager to come and catch them, and so they can cut through the line. No, my cousin came here the other time from Ghana, and when we went to the bank, or when we at the coffee shop, and he's just walking through where I said, "Hey, Ogani, but no more beer, Ghana, can share big man, oh, in his head, big man in his head." So when he came to Canada, he looked so like out of place. He looked so, because he was cutting through lines. He doesn't know how to line up. He doesn't know how to be humble. My people. So it doesn't work that way. So guys, look for if you're coming with a visitors park thing, you know you're coming to claim for refugee, please do yourself a favor and go to the small cities or provinces. Should in case you want to relocate after everything, you can always come to Ontario. There's room for everybody. Ottawa is beautiful. London, Ontario is beautiful. Kitchener is beautiful. In fact, where we went to chocked, Millionaire is Welland or some other part in Niagara Falls, it is expanding. You should see the houses and the mini condos, the stack houses, beautiful neighborhood. They create, you have everything surrounding you. You don't need to come to the city. You don't need to go anywhere. In fact, go to Peterborough. Go to, there's someone, Toro, Ontario. Go to Coburg, Ontario. Go to Sonia, Ontario. Go to all those beautiful places. Listen, there's so much. If you come with money, there's so much choices you can make. But in the meantime, while you're coming and you want to achieve something later, my brother, do like this. Oga, yes. I came for this, so I am here for this, so this is why I'm here. Oh, I don't know nobody. Oh, I don't have anything. Oh, I need help. Oh, and now I need that. Oh, I need that. Oh, I be hungry. Oh, I be hungry for the whole month. Oh, and this is where, yeah, I heard Canada, you are good. I heard Canada, you guys are very, very beautiful people. I heard it. I heard it. This is what you will need, though, because if not, and you go play Oga in Ghana, even a person selling a tapia, a person selling cola nut is a champion. Well, when you come here, you're not going to be a champion. There's no champion in this place. Everybody be champion, including you, who just stepped on the land that God has promised you and say everywhere you step your foot, you are blessed. So you are no champion. Everybody be champion, but play in your role, in your own championing. Just play in that role and allow the other champion also where they are to help you, or you help them. You help them with your information and they help you with resources. You help them with information, they help you with resources. And that is the way it's going to go. So please, guys, don't come and play, because back in Africa, back in where we come from, in a second world, in a third world country, because of poverty, nobody want to bow down to them. The only person you bow down to are devil. You bow down to the devil. And that's the devil would claim and take and overrule and overtake and utter into your lives. So you've seen a lot of people with the devil uttering into their lives, because the devil has money, the devil is influence, the devil has a class. in a certain class, social class, you want to become part of them. So you bow to the devil in this place. Please bow to your authority. You are the authority. Bow to you and give the other one authoritarian or other the authority. So we are all authoritarians. We all have different realms of where we are. When you come here, your authority is the information. The information you're going to give to the officer, the place you choose to land is your authority. The information you have in your head and what you can help the officer with to help yourself, that is your authority. So please, guys, make it easier on yourself. I see too many people coming to Ontario. And Ontario, you are also coming with wrong professions. I would be detailed on my YouTube account about what professions to bring. I've done it. I'm going to upload it. They are key professions. If I tell you in this school, the public school, the amount of jobs and the money they pay people for not having a college degree or a college diploma. You don't have a college diploma. You don't speak English or you don't speak proper English. You have grade 10. The amount of money people make with grade 10. Grade 10. Credential, grade 10. Oga, what I be say? I say grade 10. Yes, not even a high school. No, you have to finish a high school. But high school is cheap. Very cheap. Just go to, if you're in Ontario, I would say, for those of you who are here, if you don't have Ontario G's, the high school diploma, go to Emory Collegiate or Yorkdale Adult High School or Burnham Top Adult High School. Try your best to enjoy the people there, and while you are also getting your education, get only high school diploma, and they will test you math and English and give you a credit for that. And then you take 1 year, a couple months, just finish your high school diploma. It gets you very far. The amount of money and positions, I'll bring you positions that this school has, that people need. They need your help at the school. Let's go to the hospitals. You don't have to be a nurse to work in a hospital. Let's go to the public sector, the city. You don't have to have too much to work. In fact, my brother wanted to be a school trustee, and we started campaigning, knocking on doors in Mississauga. And one gentleman stood with me and spoke with me and had a conversation. This gentleman was one of the people cutting trees in the city of Toronto. They cut trees. The house, the house. I said the house, the big house this man lives in. And I asked, he said he's been working there he finished high school and went straight to the city. And I've seen it with my own eyes. The high school my son went, there was a young girl at that high school. Do you know where she went to after that school? After she finished high school, the same high school the same elementary, she came back to the school, Brookview, and she became a caretaker, a young girl, sweeping the school compound. These are the same people that end up in the city. The city will cut an area for them. They become manager. They know the city so well that they can be trusted with recreational centers. Guys, do you know how much money these people make? Walking around the city, making sure. I showed you a young girl cutting grass. Do you know how much, if she doesn't want to do that anymore, and there is a position in the city recreation, there's so much city outdoor exposure in Canada than the living places. In fact, this street is being cared for by somebody. The pavement, the trees, this tree. You see this tree? This fianga tree, this tree is being taken care of by somebody. So don't come here and think I'm going to end up in a factory somewhere. This tree, I saw you a pack with a whole lot of people just uprooting the tree. This tree, and then I saw the price on it. One tree for $666. That the young guys were going, they know where to go and get it. They have a pack, they have a city. Hey, this guy, I didn't know, to tell you the truth. And also, I videoed two ladies with a tank, a big truck, coming to water the trees on the park. All their job is go around the city and water the trees. Do you know how much these young ladies, it was ladies making such money. So there's so many things you can do and be part of when it comes to Canada, but don't rush it. They were coming to just water these trees on a park. A tree is wearing a skirt in this country. In this country, the tree is more expensive. Eh? These trees are more mightier than you. Thank you, guys. Share the video. Thank you very much. And I hope go on my YouTube channel and subscribe as well. There's more information. I keep saying that, but most information are going to be there. I just have to have time. Next week is last week of work, and then we have a holiday. Bless you all, and we'll meet again. Thank you. Share the video. Share the video. Keep sharing the video. I see over 100 people here. Share the video. Let it be more than 100 shares. Thank you.